listening to Sudbury News Talk.
I want to show you something.
Stand by. On the morning shift.
Anything
could happen.
Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift. I'm AJ Walsh. I'm glad to be here with you, and I'm glad that you're here with us this morning. We are currently live on CKLU 96.7 FM on the radio. We're also streaming at cklu.ca online. You can just click on the Radio Player Canada app and you can stream us. You can also download it and take it with you and listen to us anywhere, anytime on your favorite device. We're grateful for you. We're thankful for technology. We know that without you or without technology, this show would not be needed or on the air. So we're grateful also for the many platforms, including our local campus and community radio station, for the ability to broadcast throughout the region, also online. And we're grateful for Facebook.com. And you can find us at facebook.com/Sudbury News, where we video stream each and every weekday morning between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m. Also, youtube.com/Sudbury News, where it's also live streamed simultaneously. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow the social media channels that we have. We don't only have those two. We have other social media channels as well. Just search for Sudbury News and you should be able to find us. And but mainly make sure to comment. We'll put your comments up on the screen for those watching. We'll do our best to read as many as we can for those listening. We're grateful for the conversation that we're facilitating each and every weekday, again, between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m. on these particular platforms. We then share it on X, formerly Twitter, right after the show. It's also at sudbury.news, where you click on the Sudbury News Talk link, and it goes right to the show. So shows are on demand there. We talk about news, weather, sports, and all things Sudbury. So those also joining us from without the city limits, you could be anywhere around the world and tune in to Sudbury News Talk and basically comment on the show and be part of the conversation. Whether you're from Sudbury before, you're thinking of moving here, you just want to get in on the conversation because the issues that we're talking about in the news also impact you as well, and you have things to say about what we're talking about. So this is what we do each and every weekday morning, is facilitate a conversation. And we're glad to have you with us, and we're glad to be with you. So without further ado, which does rhyme, we will be back right after the weather. We'll have a little sports update for you, how the Wolves did last night in Peterborough. And then we'll be covering some of the headlines and, doing a little bit of a deep dive, local headlines, a little deep dive into the state of our economy and how we're handling things. We have a report from the Canadian Canadian Taxpayer Federation, who are talking about the bonuses that the Canadian Bank of Canada bankers have been taking lately, even though we're experiencing hyperinflation and prices are going up, taxes are going up. Canadians are finding it harder to just be able to maintain a standard of life, a standard of life that's conducive to being a human being. They're taking huge bonuses. Justin Trudeau and what his idea is for people to save money on their home heating. It's not the way you would think, right? He's going around looking at promoting heat pumps, which we will see later in the show. So stay tuned if you're interested in whether these heat pumps are an idea that you could actually use or not. Justin Trudeau will make his selling pitch, but Tanner will look at it and see if that particular pitch is correct or not. He's also with Seamus O'Reilly. Is that his name? He used to be the host of Canada AM, I believe. Media person turned politician. He looks rather awkward on camera nowadays, even though he should have plenty of experience and look very comfortable on camera. So they're going to sell us a heat pump. Let's see if we're going to buy based on their selling pitch. Then we have a little a comical video looking at a lady's experience at the grocery store while she's going through panic attacks while the groceries are being brought through. So we're going to tie all those things in after our local news headlines, local weather, local sports. So stay tuned. It's going to be a great conversation today. We'll be back right after this. And as usual, Sudbury Weather is brought to you by sudburyweather.ca. So all things Sudbury Weather, just visit there and let us know if there's any improvements we can make on our Sudbury.news Facebook page, which the sudburyweather.ca lands on that page. So does sudburysports.ca, where you can get the sports headlines from around the area, all aggregated into one location. So either sudburysports.ca, sudburyweather.ca, all lands on sudbury.news. So if you have any ideas for improvement for that website, please email us at sudburynews@gmail.com. Currently, it's negative 14 degrees. Yes, negative 14 degrees. Does it look like that outside? Yeah, it kind of looks like that, but it feels like minus 22. Ay, ay, ay. Very cold out there. So for those that don't record or talk about their weather in terms of Celsius, that their Fahrenheit, it's just very cold. It's very, very, very cold. Today, a mix of sun and cloud, 40% chance of flurries early this morning, clearing this afternoon. High of minus 6, wind chill minus 19 this morning, and minus 10 this afternoon. So the warmest it's going to get today is minus 10. Tonight, mainly cloudy, 60% chance of flurries overnight. The wind chill will feel like minus 15 this evening. Wednesday, flurries, amount of 2 centimeters. And the high will be minus 1, so it's going to get a little bit less cold. And the wind chill will be minus 13 in the morning and minus 7 tomorrow in the afternoon. So it's going to get a little less cold tomorrow. Your extended forecast, again, high of minus 1 tomorrow with a few flurries. 40% chance of flurries or rain. Yes, or rain. So here's your mixed bag time of year. On Thursday, again, it's 40% chance, a good chance that there's going to be some precipitation, whether it's rain or snow, we don't know. -1 and sunny on Friday. Can you imagine that? Beautiful. If it stays like that and the weather is exactly as it's predicted, that will be a beautiful, mild enough day and sunny. Saturday, -2, mix of sun and cloud as the clouds start rolling in, according to this weather forecast. 40% chance of flurries or rain again on Sunday, high of -1. Monday, high of -1 and cloudy. So a little mixed bag, as we can see the satellite image at about 12:30, so about 7 or so hours ago. And just again, there's half and half, well, mostly clouds, but there are some clearing parts there as well, so you can see it if you're looking on video stream. If you're on the radio, again, there's just a bunch of clouds and a bunch of clearing. That's your Sudbury weather, brought to you by sudburyweather.ca. We'll be back with a little update on the Sudbury Wolves, how they did last night. Also, we will break down our local news headlines and then a deep dive into the state of the economy here in Canada. And I'm sure it's similar to around the world. But fear not, our fearless leader, Justin Trudeau, has a plan for our expensive home heating bills in the way of a heat pump. Now, heat pumps, not many of us have heard about before, but they've become all the rage, at least in discussion these days. We'll talk about whether that's an option for us or not, whether you'll buy one after listening to Seamus O'Reilly and Justin Trudeau's sales pitch about it. And then Tanner will come in and look at it as well with another point of view and see what you think about that. But anyways, we'll be back right after this. Stay with us. Yes, and the Sudbury Wolves were in action last night in a rare Monday night affair against the OHL champions of last year. And they also lost against them in the first round. They were swept, if you remember, in the first round last year by the Peterborough Petes. Score: Peterborough Petes 5, Sudbury Wolves 3. So unfortunately, we fell to the OHL champions of last year, 5-3, and that breaks our 2-game winning streak now. So hopefully we can get back in the win column. The next game will be against Barrie this Friday in Sudbury. So get out and support your Sudbury Wolves in Sudbury. Get your ticket, 7:05 puck drop. And it's a great rivalry against Barrie. And again, that's a close game, 5-3. The Wolves have a great team. They are going to, the top line they have with Goyette, Dvorsky, Musty is a line to be reckoned with. It's arguably the best line in the OHL. So when you have something like that, either it's that or an outstanding goalie, you can rally around either of those and build off of it. And it's like a cold. It just, everyone catches it kind of thing. Everyone catches the fever. So when you have a winning combination like that line who are combining to really do damage, and they're starting to gel more than ever now. Get out and support Sudbury Wolves. Watch. If you can't take my word for it, get out there and watch that line. They are definitely something to keep an eye on. Also something to keep an eye on are those that are joining us right now. And we're grateful for you being on and commenting, so we appreciate that. Monique, good morning, everyone from, speaking of Barrie, coming into town Friday from Barrie, Ontario. Also Judy, Facebook, good morning. Judy, Marianne, liked and shared. Yes, thank you so much for that. Belinda usually has a positive statement each and every morning. Good morning. You can't create chaos in the life of others. Oh, sorry. You can't create chaos in the life of others and expect peace to come to yours. Be at peace. Okay, that's an interesting way of thinking of our neighbors, our brothers and sisters, our fellow travelers in this world is, try not to create chaos in others' lives and then expect peace. The way we treat others is the way ultimately what you give out comes back, right? What you put out there ends up coming back. Dennis, good morning, everyone from London. And thanks for being with us, Dennis. Liette, good morning, everyone from Collingwood. Yes, Collingwood, beautiful place. You're going down the highway, you take a right around the Barrie area and you head to Collingwood. Great. place to take your family, summer or winter. Brian joining us. Good morning, Sudbury campers. Super excited about a brand new week of hanging on by a thread. Well, speaking of that, that will be our deep dive today, I guess, is into the state of the economy, the way we're rolling these days. Is it something that you particularly are enjoying? Is it bettering your life kind of thing? Are you in a good state due to a lot of the policies and ways that our government is handling our economy? The cost of living and the cost of renting is way too ridiculous, and they are getting away with it. That's Dennis. Thank you very much. Belinda, a crash is inevitable. Brace yourself for impact, and let's pray that it's better. That it's a better system emerges from the ashes. Ouch. Yes. Well, you might have to pray very hard, because as we can see, the ideas that are being proposed as ways to come out of the ashes from this system of doing things can be pretty scary from those in positions of influence and power. Mainly, I would say, those who run and belong to and contribute to the World Economic Forum, right? If you see some of their ideas, some of the UN ideas for how the world should be run, there's many reasons to be afraid of that. I would say way more than climate change. Definitely, these are real threats, not arguable ones. Good morning, Maurice. Thanks for being with us. Dennis again. Still in shorts. That's funny. And t-shirts in London, so it's a little warmer down there, I guess. They have no clue what people are going through at all. Maybe they should try to live on minimum wage. And try and pay their bills and get a taste of it, for sure. 1,000,000% agreed. And Dennis, again, I think for two different companies and still have a little trouble paying for things. Oh, sorry, I work for two different companies and still have a trouble paying for things due to the high cost increases. Also, Marianne, we have a snow day in Barrie. All buses are canceled. Oh, interesting. You are in the snow belt for sure. Keep it down there, I'm sorry to say, but we get enough up here. Liette says, Marianne, yeah, for sure. It's a winter wonderland. Okay, so as I can't see and I can't tell on our device here when people are having a conversation with each other or they're communicating with me, it is what it is. All comments just come up, so I'll do my best to go through it, and we're going to get to the headlines right here any second. Vin, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'll just get some people's comments up on the screen as we go through, trying to get everybody in for the morning. A grand rising from Monique. Definitely. Stay positive. We do have a link here shared by Trevor, who has very interesting, when he shares a link, they're very interesting videos or articles. So I would highly recommend going to see anything that Trevor shares here on the show. I myself cannot click on the link and play it in real time here when it comes up in the comments, just to let everyone know. I think it was Jerome one time says, hey, play Trevor's link because it's awesome. I'm not able to do that on the fly. I'd have to prepare for it and come in prepared to play it on my device that I use for videos. But anyways, I apologize for that. Leandre and I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, and I know that you have mercy on my soul for not being able to do that, but thank you so much. I'm going to maybe consult with a Nick again on the pronunciation of your name, because I don't want to be pronouncing your name falsely. I got to get that right. So, but anyways, you're saying that people from other parts of the world are not teaching their children not teaching their children to hate their own country. Yes, you are right. And that is what I see here. We're all supposed to be ashamed of our history and our past and not proud of it. And I think there are some things that we could probably think, wow, we shouldn't have done things, or we didn't do it. Our ancestors, let's say, they shouldn't have, and say, okay, they shouldn't have done those things. But there's also things that we can be proud of too. There's two sides. But I think we're just talking about the one these days. So good morning from Sudbury, Monique. Liette, okay. Collingwood is a beautiful place. There is no doubt about it. So we'll get everyone's comments up here, and then we're going to have to get into the news headlines of the day, because we're very talkative this morning, and good that we are, because we should be, and that's what this show is for. I'll get everyone's comments here as we move along to our first headline of the day. Just want to make sure that anyone who's joining us for the first time here, Kevin, just want to say good morning to you. You think that the same clowns that ran for student council in high school are the same dingbats that gravitate towards positions of government. Oh, you must have had some bad experiences with your fellow classmates or whatever running in school. So, and yes, that would be about the age group now. Those that we went to high school with are in positions of power for sure these days. We are starting to know some of them. Like I know some of those that are in politics locally and abroad, for sure, personally. So heading into the big headline of the day from Sudbury.com, we'll come back to a financial one, which will then segue us into our deep dive today in the state of the economy of the country. But the big headline from Sudbury.com this morning is Library Board votes to eliminate late fees. Yes, this is hot off the presses, ladies and gentlemen. Permanently. They're going to permanently eliminate late fees. If you ever thought you would see the day when the library would eliminate late fees, you have seen it now. It is here. Don't get too stressed about library item due dates. The Greater Sudbury Public Library Board voting to permanently eliminate late fees last week. So Chief Librarian Brian Harding told Sudbury.com, we're excited about this we're excited about this. Tried and tested by other libraries and will help reduce barriers. We've heard stories of children who aren't allowed to use the library because their parents are afraid they will accumulate overdue fines. So the parents are saying, no, you can't take anything out of the library because I don't trust you're going to take it back, and you're going to get charged late fees, so you cannot go to the library. So this will take that fear away from parents, allowing their children to go to the library. There's going to be a huge influx now, a mass exodus of children going to the library now that there won't be any late fees, is what I'm being a little sarcastic, but I'm sure they're thinking that there's going to be more people using it. So they heard stories about that. It was a common occurrence. And that is the worst thing that we can hear. It tells us that there's a problem here and that we're doing something wrong. Coinciding with the city's public library system doing away with late fees, they're implementing an auto renewal program wherein items not returned on time are automatically renewed for another lending cycle. 21 days for books, as long as there isn't a hold on them. So let's say you rent something from the library, you don't bring it back. They're not going to charge you a late fee. And they're just going to automatically renew it for you so you don't have to contact them. Interesting concept. Yeah, that just means you can just take something out of the library and never bring it back and not owe anything for it. I can see the point. But I just don't understand the concept of the library. Then they just come and take them, just give away books. Like make it for not for profit and just come and take your thing for free. Because that's basically what you can do anyways. It'll just be on the books constantly auto renewed forever without any late fees. I guess maybe that's a step towards, we just have facilities where you can just come and grab whatever they have for free and take it home, and there's no rental anymore, kind of thing. I don't know, but that's where I could see it going. It's interesting. Yeah, it is what it is. They did it. There's no more late fees at the library. Okay. Sudbury woman charged in almost $750,000 fraud case at a local business. This is kind of a common occurrence, and any business owner should be aware of this when you have somebody doing your accounting or doing your books, that this is definitely a temptation for those who are working for you in doing your finances. A Sudbury woman has been charged for allegedly orchestrating a major fraud that stole $712,500 from a local business. The investigation by Greater Sudbury Police Services Financial Crime Unit began in February. The business from which the money was stolen is not named in the news release that the Greater Sudbury Police Service released. They said the investigation showed a former employee of the business was processing checks for the business expenses that weren't legitimate. Information provided was that an accounting firm had completed a financial audit for the business, noting multiple checks being made out to the former employee by the employee. So I guess this employee, it doesn't say whether they were working on the books or not. It looks like they were just an employee. So an accounting firm did an audit, found that an employee was ripping them off. It is believed that the former employee would then process the checks as business expenses. However, these expenses were not authorized. Police said the fraud went on. It says went one, but went on for about 7 years, from 2016 to 2023, and then defrauded the business of more than $712,500. So almost $750,000. I do know another business personally that had something similar happen to them, and they were wondering why they were losing money every year and couldn't get ahead in their business. It was a prominent business in Sudbury. Everyone would know the name, and just wondering. And so went back to school to learn a trade that this particular owner could then do within the business, and just was dumbfounded. But then later it was revealed that a family friend who was the financial person running things, doing the books, was ripping them off, and they were living the life of Riley, going on vacations, buying extravagant things. And they're probably scratching their heads going, how does this guy afford these big ticket items and whatever, right? When they're struggling as a business. Interesting. So it can happen. Anyways, next headline. Sudbury city councilors give developers hodgepodge of exemptions. Now, I'll get into why that headline says that here. Sudbury.com reporting, coming in at an estimated cost of $15,000, test maintenance holes are a municipal requirement some developers haven't been keen on